Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending upon where you're joining us from. It is your girl, Marcy Thomas, and I am really super excited to be here with you at this time for a very special thing that was started last year, which is our BGC Book Club Lit Year in Review. So, believe it or not, we're already at the end of another year, and I am just really thrilled to be here to celebrate all of the wonderful Black women writers, some who have been in this platform, as well as others who may not have been here in this past year, but I'm looking forward to seeing as we enter into 2024. So I am coming to you from the outskirts of Atlanta, GA. So if you don't mind shouting out where you're joining us from, I would love to hear that because I want to know who all is represented in this space. So as you come on in the room, as Tabitha Brown would say, I'm just really, once again, so glad to have you here and just really want to focus on Black women and our stories. Because how many of you know that we all have a story to tell? I have a story. You have a story. All these women who wrote books of various varieties have stories, but oftentimes our stories are pushed to the background, or we're the sidekick, or we're not seen as important. So in this space, it really is about telling stories that are by, for, and about us in a variety of forms. And as we go on through the evening, I will give you insight into some of the things that will be forthcoming for BGC Book Club and Brown Girl Collective in 2024. So tonight is a celebration. It's an opportunity for you to be introduced to new authors that you might not be aware of, authors or books that you may not be aware of, and just a way to make sure that we're always lifting up those who tell our stories oh so well. So I don't believe in keeping you long, since really it's just me and some information that I have to share. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get into it. So bear with me for just a second as I make an adjustment here. So our very first award this evening, we are talking about your favorite book to film adaptation. How many of you all know how much of an honor it is for an author to have their work taken and then put into different forms, because that gives more people the opportunity to engage with the story. So for this year, our nominees were Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson, which showed up on Hulu, Survival of the Thickest by Michelle Buteau, which was on Netflix, The Color Purple by Alice Walker, which of course is the second adaptation on film, and it's not out yet, but I know a lot of people have already had an opportunity to see it, so I wanted to include it here. Then of course The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Delilah Harris, which was on Hulu, and The Perfect Find by Tia Williams on Netflix. And before I announce the winners actually, let me also state that many times when you see these types of awards, there's one person that wins, but in this space, I believe that more than one person gets an opportunity to win. We want to share our winner's circle, so to speak. So with that being said, let me show you who the top 3 winners were for the favorite book to film adaptation. And they are The Color Purple, of course, Survival of the Thickest, and Black Cake. So hopefully your favorites won. And if you didn't have opportunity to watch any of these yet, this is a good opportunity for you to see some of the films and television programs that your fellow sisters voted for in this year. So up next, we have our favorite children's book. Now, of course, many of us, as we grew up, we didn't necessarily have a lot of stories that center Black women or Black girls to have our stories told. So it's indeed an honor to have children's books that not only appeal to the young ones in our lives, but also can serve as inspiration for us as well. So this year's nominees were A Year of Black Joy, 52 Black Voices Share Their Life Passions by Jamia Wilson, who was the curator. All Rise, the story of Ketanji Brown Jackson by Carol Boston Weatherford. Big by Vashti Harrison. Coretta's Journey, The Life and Times of Coretta Scott King by Alice Faye Duncan. Justice Rising, 12 Amazing Black Women in the Civil Rights Movement by Catherine Russell Brown. Mary Can by our very own favorite Mary J. Blige. On the Line, My Story of Becoming the First African-American Rockette by Jennifer Jones and Lisette Norman. The Green Piano, How Little Me Found Music by Roberta Flack with Tanya Bolden, and To Boldly Go by How Nichelle Nichols and Star Trek Helped Advance Civil Rights by Angela Dalton. And last but not least, You So Black by Teresa the Songbird. And the winners for favorite children's book of 2023 are All Rise, the story of Ketanji Brown Jackson, Big, and To Boldly Go. So congratulations to those winners. And I'm going to be putting these up on social media, but shout the folks out. Let them know, congratulate them. And more importantly, if you get a chance, please pick up copies of their books. So congratulations to all of the winners for favorite children's book of 2023. Up next, for those of you who like to cook like I do, we have a good variety of cookbooks that came out in 2023 that we also want to celebrate. So here is the list of nominees. Africana, More Than 100 Recipes and Flavors Inspired by a Rich Continent by Lorado Uma Shaler. Black Rican Vegan, Fire Plant-Based Recipes from a Bronx Kitchen by Liana Blount. Bountiful Cooking, Wholesome Everyday Meals to Nourish You and Your Family by Advocate Achindu. Cooking for the Culture, Recipes and Stories from the New Orleans Streets to the Table by Toya Bowdy. Danny's Juke Joint Comfort Food Cookbook, Modern Day Recipes, Old School Flavors by Danny Rose. Eating from Our Roots, 80 Plus Healthy Home Cooked Favorites from Cultures Around the World by Maya Feller. And then there's actually a second page for these. We also have Everyday Grand Soulful Recipes for Celebrating Life's Big and Small Moments, a cookbook by Jocelyn Delk Adams. For the Culture, Phenomenal Black Women and Femmes in Food by Clancy Miller. Juke Joints, Jazz Clubs, and Juice, a cocktail recipe book, Cocktails from 2 Centuries of African American Cookbooks by Tony Tipton Martin. My Everyday Legos, Nigerian Cooking at Home and in the Diaspora by Yewande Komolafe. And last but not least, Still We Rise, a Love Letter to the Southern Biscuit by Erica Council. And this year's cookbook winners are Bountiful Cooking, Black Rican Vegan, and Danny's Juke Joint Comfort Foods. So congratulations to those winners. Shout those ladies out. Go and grab copies of those books. All of those things that we want to do to make sure that we are in celebration of them. So up next, we have our historical. Did I skip one? I think I might have skipped one. Forgive me, y'all. I may have skipped one, so I'll have to come back to it in a moment. But for historical fiction, we have our favorite historical fiction books. One is A Right Worthy Woman by Ruth P. Watson. Did You Hear About Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul. Let Us Descend by Jesmyn Ward. Moonrise Over New Jessup by Jamila Minix. Night Wherever We Go by Tracy Rose Payton. Promise by Rachel Eliza Griffiths. Queen of Exiles by Vanessa Riley. Take the Long Way Home by Rochelle Allers. The First Ladies by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. The Fraud by Zadie Smith. The House of Eve by Sadiqa Johnson. The Other Princess by Denny S. Bryce. And Trinity by Zelda Lockhart. And so today's winners, or this year's winners for historical fiction are Rochelle Allers with Take the Long Way Home. Did You Hear About Kitty Carr, which was actually one of our last books that we had here this year by Crystal Smith Paul, and The House of Eve by Sadiqa Johnson. So if you could bear with me for one moment, I'm going to make sure I get that one that for some reason I seem to have missed in adding here. So hopefully some of your favorites are showing up in this space, and I'm really excited to share more with you here. So bear with me for just a moment while I get ready for the one that I inadvertently left off. So 1 second here. Take me one moment. And we will go back to where we need to be. So, All right, so the one that I inadvertently left off was our herstory or history books. So we want to make sure that we don't leave them out, because especially now that we're in a time where people are doing all that they can to erase our history, we want to make sure that we keep it at the forefront. And let me see, it looks like we have a couple comments here. Oh, like, love being among this brilliance and beautiful writing. Absolutely. And yes, Zelda Lockhart. Yes, congratulations, y'all. Absolutely. So let me go back to where I missed. So in terms of our Her Story books for the year, the nominees are, one second here, A Seat at the Table, Black Women Public Intellectuals in U.S. History and Culture, edited by Hattie V. Williams and Melissa Ziobro. Becoming Ella Fitzgerald, The Jazz Singer Who Transformed American Song by Judith Tick. Mersey Tate, The Global Odyssey of a Black Woman Scholar by Barbara D. Savage. Our Secret Society, Molly Moon, and the Glamour, Money, and Power Behind the Civil Rights Movement by Dr. Tanisha C. Ford. And let me get the rest. Hold on a second, y'all. As y'all can see, I'm multitasking, so forgive me. Then we have The Black Angels, The Untold Story of the Nurses Who Helped Cure Tuberculosis by Maria Smilios. I think I have that correctly. The Sisterhood, How a Network of Black Women Writers Changed American Culture by Courtney Thorson. The Vice President's Black Wife, The Untold Story of Julia Chen by Amrita Chakrabarti Myers. And last but not least, Twice as Hard, The Stories of Black Women Who Fought to Become Physicians from the Civil War to the 21st Century by Jasmine Brown. And the Her Story book winners are A Seat at the Table, Our Secret Society, and Twice as Hard. So congratulations to those winners as well. And yes, it's such a pleasure to be able to share your books with the world. So just for a quick second, I know we have some comments. I want to make sure we get the comments in here. So Zelda Lockhart saying, congratulations, y'all. Someone else is saying, this is awesome. I have a lot of catching up to do. Thanks for all you do. Oh, you're so very welcome. And believe me, y'all, this was a labor of love, piecing all of this together. So thank you. If I didn't say thank you already, thank you to everyone who shared and voted and all of that, because it takes a village to put this together, even though I'm flying solo in terms of the actual putting the platform together. So, and then yay, Zelda Lockhart is saying yay. So, all right, let's go back to next. Up next, we have our inspirational books, and the nominees in the inspirational category. Let me move me out of the way. In the inspirational category are All Hope is Found, Rediscovering the Joy of Expectation by Sarah Jakes Roberts. Leaving a Charmed Life, A True Story of Choosing Authentic Happiness by Katie and Grant. My Sunday Best, Pearls of Wisdom, Wit, Grace, and Style by Dr. Laverne Ford Wimberly. Nothing is Missing, A Memoir of Living Boldly by Nicole Walters. Seen, Loved, and Heard, A Guided Journal for Feeding the Soul by Tabitha Brown. The Garden Within, Where the War with Your Emotions Ends and Your Most Powerful Life Begins by Dr. Anita Phillips. There's more. The Unfolding, An Invitation to Come Home to Yourself by Ariel Estoria. The Vibes You Feel, What I've Learned About Life and Relationships Through the Holy Spirit by Kiara Sheard Kelly. When Shift Happens, Say Yes to Your Next by Michelle McKinney Hammond. Why Am I Like This? How to Break Cycles, Heal from Trauma, and Restore Your Faith by Kobe Campbell. And You Are Only Just Beginning, Lessons for the Journey Ahead by Morgan Harper Nichols. And the winners in the inspirational category are Tabitha Brown, Seen, Loved, and Heard. All Hope is Found by Sarah Jakes Roberts. And The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. So congratulations to those sisters. It's so exciting to be able to share their work with you on this evening. Yes. Well, thank you, Laura. This is a stellar offering on social media. Yes, I just feel it's important to do this because there are so many lists that are out, Goodreads and all of these other big organizations that share, novels and books. And oftentimes it's limited. If there are, say, 5,000 books that came out in a year and maybe 500 of them were written by Black women, the likelihood of us being seen on such a large platform is somewhat limited. So this is what this space is for. So everyone who's nominated, and even those who aren't, really, if they put forth the effort and created the work, they are winners. But this is just a special place in which to really acknowledge some of the best that you all voted for. So thank you. Thank you. Rachel has a comment as well. Yes, you're welcome. Yes, it's been an awesome year of great reads and interviews. Looking forward to 2024. And so am I. So thank you so much. So let me move myself back down in the little corner here, and we'll go on with the next ones. All right. So who is next? So we have got Memoirs. Now, Memoirs was also a very big category this year. So many women, decided to tell their stories. So not only are we seeing stories in books, of course, we're seeing some real stories play out in the news and things like that. So, but these are some of the women who wrote books in this year. A Renaissance of Our Own, a memoir and manifesto on reimagining by Rachel E. Cargill. Belonging, A Daughter's Search for Identity Through Loss and Love by Michelle Miller. Go Back and Get It, a memoir of race, inheritance, and intergenerational healing by Dionne Ford. How to Say Babylon, a memoir by Sophia Sinclair. I Am Deborah Lee, a memoir by Deborah Lee. In Our Shoes, on Being a Young Black Woman in Not So Post-Racial America by Brianna Holt. Leslie Effin Jones, a memoir by Leslie Jones. The Black Period, on Personhood, Race, and Origin by Hafiza Augustus Jeter. The Heartbreak Years, a memoir by Minda Honey. And there are more. The Love You Save, a memoir by Goldie Taylor. The Urgent Life, My Story of Love, Loss, and Survival by Bozoma St. John. The Wreck, A Daughter's Memoir of Becoming a Mother by Cassandra Jackson. These Broken Roads, Scammed and Vindicated, One Woman's Story by Donna Marie Hayes. Thicker Than Water, a memoir by Kerry Washington. Think You'll Be Happy, Moving Through Grief with Grit, Grace, and Gratitude by Nicole Avant. Up Home, One Girl's Journey by Ruth J. Simmons. Walk Through the Fire, a memoir of love, loss, and triumph by Sheila Johnson. And last but not least, everybody's favorite, Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. So without any further delay, I will announce who the top 3 memoir winners as selected by you are for this year. The top 3 are Leslie Effin Jones, Thicker Than Water by Kerry Washington, and The Black Period, on Personhood, Race, and Origin by Hafiza Augustus Jeter. So congratulations to all of those winners. And as I said, big up them, shout them out, go buy their books, get the audibles or get them from the library, whatever you can to read these stories and support these books. So that is that. Up next, we have Mystery. So the nominees for favorite mystery or suspense novel for 2023 are A Shimmer of Red by Valerie Wilson Wesley, Burning Season by Kiki Swenson, Double the Lies by Patricia Raybon, Glory Be, a Glory Broussard mystery by Danielle Arsenault, In Their Shadows by Brianna Cole, It Ends with Night by Yasmin Ango, Murder in Drury Lane by Vanessa Riley, Murder is a Piece of Cake by Valerie Burns, My Other Husband by Dorothy Coomson, The Art of Desire by Stacey Abrams, aka Selena Montgomery, that's her pen name, What Never Happened by Rachel Housel Hall, and You Never Know by Connie Briscoe. And so the ladies who kept us in suspense this year, here are the top 3 winners. We have It Ends with Night by Yasmin Ango, Glory Be by Darcel Arsenault, and Vanessa Riley's Murder in Drury Lane. So congratulations to those winners of the 2023 favorite mystery suspense novel of the year. So congratulations. Let's see, we might have a comment here. Saying yes, BGC list matters. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm saying love Deborah Lee's book. Yes. And yay to Vanessa Riley. Yes, actually, she was here with one of her other books this year. So I'm looking forward to actually bringing her in to be able to talk about some of her mystery writing as well. So congratulations to Vanessa Riley. The nominees in the nonfiction category, y'all forgive me for a second. Okay, there we go. I'm straight now. The nominees for the nonfiction category are All the Black Girls Are Activists, A Fourth Wave Womanist Pursuit of Dreams as Radical Resistance by Ebony Janice. That's a long name. American Identity in Crisis, Notes from an Accidental Activist by Kat Calvin. Before the Streetlights Come On, Black America's Urgent Call for Climate Solutions by Heather McTier-Toney. Bet on Black, The Good News About Being Black in America Today by Ebony K. Williams. Black Archives, a photographic celebration of Black life by Renata Shirlise. Black Women Writers at Work by Claudia Tate, who edited the book. Dismissed, Tackling the Biases That Undermine Our Healthcare by Angela Marshall with Kathy Polikoff. And the next page, we have I Hope You Failed, 10 Hater Statements Holding You Back from Getting Everything You Want by Pinky Cole. It's Always Been Ours, Rewriting the Story of Black Women's Bodies by Jessica Wilson. Pregnant While Black, Advancing Justice for Maternal Health in America by Monique Rainford. Punished for Dreaming, How School Reform Harms Black Children and How We Heal by Patina L. Love. Soil, The Story of a Black Mother's Garden by Camille T. Dungy. The Art of Ruth E. Carter, Costuming Black History and the Afrofuture, From Do the Right Thing to Black Panther by Ruth E. Carter. And the Love Jones Cohort, Single and Living Alone in the Black Middle Class by Chris Marsh, PhD. And the top three, as you selected this year, are Bet on Black by Ebony K. Williams, Pregnant While Black by Monique Rainford, MD, and Ebony Janice's All the Black Girls Are Activists. So congratulations to those three women in the nonfiction category. Up next is poetry, and how we love poetry. We love, to share it on social media, it's in cards, or just is something that allows us to think and really understand how people have the ability to play with words and language. So these are some of the women who are experts at that, and we would love to share their offerings for 2023. So we have Black Pastoral Poems by Ariana Benson, Chrome Valley Poems by Mahogany L. Brown, Heavy is the Head by Sumaya Onyegu, I'm Always So Serious by Charisma Price, Mahogany by Erica Lewis, Mirror of My Emotions, a poetry collection by Jasmine Shakier, Plantains and Are Becoming, poems by Melania Luisa Marte, Side Notes from the Archivist, poems by Anastasia Renee, The Beloved Community by Patricia Spears Jones, and I left off the S, so forgive me for that. And last but not least, To Be Named Something Else by Shayna Phoenix. And this year's poetry winners are Mirror of My Emotions, Heavy is the Head, and Plantains and Are Becoming. So congratulations to those three poetesses, and hopefully we can have some of them come and join us in the month of April, which is National Poetry Month. So congratulations to all three of those winners. All right, up next is romance. We love a good love story. Well, some of us do, but it's always good to see love stories, and there's just so many different ways in which people can share them, and all of the angst and everything that goes along with talking about love and relationships. So these are the women who were nominated in that category for 2023. We have A Christmas to Remember by Beverly Jenkins, I Am Aya, The Way Home by Donna Hill, The Art of Scandal by Regina Black, The Build-Up by Tati Richardson, The Love Script by Tony Shiloh, The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest, The Referral Program by Shamara Ray, The Thing About Home by Rhonda McKnight, The Time of Your Life by Sandra Kitt, And Zora books her Happy Ever After by Taj McCoy. And the winners are The Art of Scandal by Regina Black. I'm smiling because earlier on we were talking about books that have been translated into film, and I just saw yesterday that Regina Black's The Art of Scandal has been optioned for a film projects. I'm excited about that. Then we have Tati Richardson's The Build-Up. And last but definitely not least, The Thing About Home by Rhonda McKnight. So congratulations to all of those ladies who bring the love through romance novels. All right, we just got a few more left. I promise I'm not going to hold you all night tonight. So up next, we've got science fiction. It's science fiction, speculative fiction, as well as magical realism. So those are the things when you see people who like really think outside of the box, and there's magic and all these other things in these types of books that really give us other worlds. And I love being able to imagine something a little bit different. So I'm really glad to be able to share who these books are, these authors writing. First up is Black Candle Women by Diane Marie Brown, Black World by Bertice Berry, Drinking from Graveyard Wells, stories by Yvette Lisa Nlovu, Gone Like Yesterday by Janelle M. Williams, Mulberry Street Stories by Mary McLaughlin Slechta, River Mama by Zalika Reed Benta, The Blue is Where God Lives by Sharon Sokiel Washington, The Descent by Leah Vernon, The Foreign Exchange by Veronica G. Henry, and last but not least, The Princess of Thornwood Drive by Kalia Morea. So without further delay, the winners in the science fiction category are Black Candle Women by Diane Marie Brown, The Princess of Thornwood Lane by Kalia Moreau, and Gone Like Yesterday by Janelle M. Williams. So congratulations to the top three as voted by the BGC Book Club family. Thank you for your votes, and congratulations to these three awesome writers. Up next, self-care. Who knows we all need to take good care of ourselves, right? So these are some of the women who wrote books that help us really define what it means to practice self-care. So give me just a second here, because somebody's just giving yes. Congratulations to those winners. So let me see for self-care. All right, there are several in this category as well. Black People Breathe, A Mindfulness Guide to Racial Healing by Z. Clark. Drama Free, A Guide to Managing Unhealthy Family Relationships by Nedra Glover Tawwab. Made Whole, The Practical Guide to Reaching Your Financial Goals by Tiffany Aliche. Radiant Rebellion, Reclaim Aging, Practice Joy, and Raise a Little Hell by Karen Walrond. Sensual Faith, The Art of Coming Home to Your Body by Lavon Briggs. Sisterhood Heals, The Transformative Power of Healing and Community by Joy Harden Bradford. The Joy Strategist, Low Peaks and High Valleys by Grace Henry. The Luminous Self, Sacred Yogic Practices and Rituals to Remember Who You Are by Tracy Stanley. The New Black Woman, Loves Herself, Has Boundaries and Heals Every Day by Marita Golden. And last but not least, The Unapologetic Workbook for Black Mental Health, A Step-by-Step Guide to Build Psychological Fortitude and Reclaim Wellness by Dr. Rita Walker. And this year's winners are Tiffany Aliche's Made Whole, which that's about y'all money. So yes, congratulations to Tiffany. Then Black People Breathe, because how many we got to breathe through it. And Sisterhood Heals by Dr. Joy Harden Bradford, who many of you may know from Therapy for Black Girls. So congratulations to those three women. These are some books as we're looking at setting goals and aspirations for the new year. If you haven't had a chance to pick up any of these books, these will probably be some good places to start. So we've only got 2 more categories left, believe it or not. So let's get into it. Up next, we've got our young adults for the year. And here are the nominees: A Crown So Cursed by L.L. McKinney, Chaos Theory by Nick Stone, Cool, Awkward, Black by Karen Strong, editor, Forgive Me Not by Jennifer Baker, Friday I'm in Love by Cameron Garrett, Nigeria Jones by E.B. Zaboy, The Beauty Trials by Danielle Clayton, The Black Woods by Brandy Colbert, The Davenports by Crystal Marquis, We Are All So Good at Smiling by Amber McBride, and Your Plantation Prom Is Not Okay by Kelly McWilliams. And the winners in the young adult category are Nigeria Jones, The Davenports, and Cool, Awkward, and Black. So congratulations to those winners of the favorite young adult book of the year, as voted by the members of the BGC Book Club and friends and fam. So last but not least, over the course of the year, I have done, let me put myself up front for a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Over the course of the year, I've had the opportunity to talk to loads and loads of wonderful Black women writers, not just writers, but just Black women in general, people who are experts in their field or just really have things to add to our value to our lives by showing us how we can live well. And I just want to let you know that as we go forward into 2024, there's going to be more of that. And actually, I really want to expand even upon that. We've got our great books that we talk about. And then we also talk about, as I said, those things that are wellness related and health related. But I really want to expand more into Black arts and culture, because I am a culture girl. You can look behind me and see I've got all these paintings. I have a space where I have a bunch of music. I love film. I love dance. I love fashion. All of these things that are a part of really our culture and the things that speak to who we are. And so as I go forward into the new year, I really, really want to expand upon that and bring in other voices and other types of stories. Now, they may not show up in the platforms that you're used to. I'm actually thinking more along the lines of podcasts, because there's sometimes a conversation someone might not want to have, like this, where we're looking at you and people can be live, So I'm looking forward to doing something like that, where people can just really have conversations and, we can edit out what needs to be edited out and things of that nature. So really be on the lookout for that. Actually, tomorrow I'll put some, feelers out there as to some of the things I'm looking for in that space, but be on the lookout for that, because our stories are so vast. There's so many things that we have that we can talk about. And I really want to continue to hold space, safe space, for Black women to be able to come in and have really powerful conversations. And, thank you, Christina. That's a friend of mine. So yes, thank you. I appreciate you, Christina. But, I really want to be able to hold space, safe space, for Black women to be able to come and have conversations. Because how many of us know that many times what's being said or what's being put out there, what's getting the most likes or clickbait, all these sorts of things aren't necessarily stories that are positive. And I believe that there's so much that we bring to the world and so much value that we have. And I just want to continue to look for new ways to expand upon that. So with all of that being said, I want to basically share some of the best interviews from the year. And now I started with a list based upon which ones people were like really diving into and watching the most. And then from there, you all have the opportunity to vote for your fave. So give me just a second while I make the adjustment that I need to make, and we will show you who those nominees are. So for Best Interview of the Year, we have, and actually I need to look at my notes because it's going to tell me the book. So give me just a second. I don't want to just give you the name. I want to tell you the book. So give me just 1 moment with my notes. Okay, so Kaya Alderson, her book was Sisters in Arms. Jane Allen, Black Girls Must Have It All. Kate Bentley, also known as Abby Vandiver, Where Wild Peaches Grow. Regina Black with The Art of Scandal. Amber and Danielle Brown, who are actually with me twice this year, but this was specifically for Someone Had to Do It, which was their January interview. Diane Marie Brown for Black Candle Women. Denny S. Bryce with The Other Princess. Tara Shelton Harris for One Summer in Savannah. Sadiqa Johnson with The House of Eve. Anita Gail Jones with The Peach Seed. Rhonda McKnight, The Thing About Home. Deneen Milner, One Blood. Jamila Minix, Moonrise over New Jessup. Nyani Nkrumah for Wade in the Water. Jamila Minix. Where did my name go? Oh, Jamila Minix for Moonrise over New Jessup. I think I've got them backwards, so forgive me there. Tracy Rose Payton, Night Wherever We Go. Vanessa Riley with Queen of Exiles. Goldie Taylor for The Love You Save, a memoir. And Ruth P. Watson for A Right Worthy Woman. Then under the Live Well sister umbrella, we had Ebony Janice, All the Black Girls Are Activists. LaVon Briggs, Sensual Faith, and Dr. Chris Marsh for the Love Jones cohort. So your top 3 interviews for the year as selected by you are, drumroll please, One Blood by Deneen Milner, which I had to chuckle that came up because actually she has become a friend of mine. So I was excited to see that. Excited for all of them, but Deneen and I have formed a relationship. So it's excited to see that she won. Then, of course, The Art of Scandal, which we can look forward to seeing on the screen soon by Regina Black. And then from the Live Well sister platform, All the Black Girls Are Activists by Ebony Janice. All women that I truly enjoyed having conversations with throughout the year. Actually, everybody, but these ladies, I had really good interviews and conversations with them, and I guess it shined through, which is why you all selected them as the best interviews of the year. So congratulations to all of the winners. If for any reason you missed any of them, I will be posting them on social media. You can go back and share it out. Also you can no longer vote, but you can still go back to the platform where voting was where you were able to vote, and that'll allow you to kind of look at all the pictures and just give you some insight into everyone that was shared. So really, that is it. So we made it. We did it. We did it. It was a great year. And I am so looking forward to what is coming next for Brown Girl Collective, which actually I did not mention will be 15 in July of next year. It'll be 15 years since I started Brown Girl Collective. So I'm really looking forward to expansion and growth and just more of the good and more of the new in 2024. So thank you to everyone, and make sure I have all the comments here. Thank you to everyone for joining live. Thank you. Please share this out. Buy the books if you can, support the authors, shout everyone out. Just make sure that you continue to support Black women and all of the wonderful and beautiful stories that we tell. So that's all I've got. And I look forward to seeing you all in the new, well, you'll see me online with some information and, some things that are forthcoming, but seeing me live, it won't be until about mid-January is when I'll be back with live shows. So in the meantime, please go watch some of the old stuff that's there. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, yes, you're welcome. And yes, 2024 will be outstanding. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I'm wishing you happy holidays, no matter what it is you celebrate. Or quite honestly, if you don't celebrate anything at all, celebrate yourself. How about that? So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being a part of this community. Please continue to let others know, share it out, and we just look forward to growing more and more as we go into the new year. So thanks again. I'm just trying to make sure I catch all the comments before I let you go. Yep, we got them all. So thanks again, and I appreciate you and look forward to seeing you in the glorious new year. Take good care. Bye-bye.